Namaste to all our viewers. Today we have invited Adrian Pokharel to address the accusations he is facing in Mamta's case. Many people, including non-Nepali friends who are helping in this cause, have accused him of aiding and protecting Naresh. Since there are non-Nepali speaking friends who have been supporting and showing interest in ensuring justice for Mamta, uh, we will conduct this interview in English, mainly in English. I don't know if I translate it in Nepali, it's going to be too long. However, I will ask if possible, then only I'll give you the gist in Nepali. Otherwise, it's mainly going to be in English. I am not used to doing English interview, maybe due to lack of practice and not practicing it. But I will try my best to do it in English. I have only done for this interview, I hardly had time to prepare even my vocabularies and all that, because we decided this afternoon only, and then I had other works too. So if there is any sense, I hope you will try to fix it yourself. Let me explain a little bit in Nepali that we're going to conduct this interview in English. सम्पूर्ण दर्शकवृन्दलाई नमस्कार। दर्शकवृन्द, मलाई थाहा छ तपाईहरु धेरैजना यो इन्टरभ्यु हेर्नको लागि कुरिराख्नु भएको छ नेपालबाट र विभिन्न ठाउँबाट। त्यसमध्ये हामीभन्दा अगाडिको जेनेरेसन जो हुनुहुन्छ, सायद उहाँहरूले जसले इङ्ग्लिश बुझ्नुहुन्न, उहाँहरूले कृपया दुःख नमानिदिनु होला। आज हामी यसलाई इङ्ग्लिशमा गर्नेछौँ र पोसिबल भयो भने म वाचा गर्दिन, तर सम्भव भयो र केही साथीहरूले सहयोगी हात अगाडि बढाउनु भयो भने यसलाई पुनः हामी तपाईहरुले चाहनु भएको खण्डमा नेपालीमा आएर पनि भन्ने कोसिस गर्नेछौँ। जुन वाचा चाहिँ हैन, कोसिस चाहिँ हामी गर्नेछौँ। र अहिलेलाई भने यो अन्तर्वार्ता जुन आज हामी एड्रियन पोखरेल जीसँग गर्दैछौँ, त्यसलाई म अंग्रेजीमा अगाडि बढाउनको लागि यहाँहरुसँग अनुमति चाहन्छु। र यसलाई बुझिदिनुहुन्छ भनेर मैले अनुरोध गरेको छु कि अहिले यसको आवश्यकता चाहिँ अंग्रेजीमा गर्नुपर्ने। र आजका हाम्रा अतिथि एड्रियन पोखरेल स्वयंले पनि म अंग्रेजीमा मलाई कम्फर्टेबल हुन्छ जवाफ दिन भन्नुभएकोले पनि यसलाई अंग्रेजीमा गर्न लागेको हो। अघिल्ला एपिसोडहरुमा अंग्रेजीमा बोलिराख्दाखेरि धेरै मान्छेहरुले चाहिँ अमेरिका गएर अंग्रेजीमा बोल्नु परेको यताउता भनेको पनि सुनियो, तर त्यस्तो हैन। यो चाहिँ आजको आवश्यकता हो र गेस्टले पनि त्यही चाहनु भएको हुनाले हामी यो अन्तर्वार्ता अंग्रेजीमा गर्दैछौँ। Let me introduce Mr. Adrian Pokharel. Adrian Pokharel is a politician, veteran, mental health advocate, and entrepreneur with expertise in military intelligence, cybersecurity, and strategic security. He is also the founder of UNPAC, which is United Nepali Political Action Committee. Mr. Adrian, welcome to my live show.
Hello, everybody. Namaste. Thank you, Sachchi, for inviting me.
Thank you for, thank you for coming and accepting my request. Today, we will mainly be discussing the allegations against you in Mamta's case, and I would humbly ask you to clarify them. I'm going to take most of the questions from public that they have sent me, and I have noted down here. First of all, how did you know Naresh, and when did you first meet him?
During my campaign, I announced my campaign, December I resigned, and I was actively involved since January 2024 as I was running for U.S. Congress in District 10. So during the campaign, I ended up finding out there was a veteran group, Nepali veteran group, and I met them one time with the veterans and a couple other times with the other musical events, whatever happening somewhere there. I did not know anything more than that, and that's probably about total 3 times or 4 times I have met him in the past before this case.
Okay. And when did you come to know about this incident, and when did you first visit Naresh after Mamta's disappearance?
So August 6th, Vijay Thapa from eNepalese called me and asked me, "Hey, this there is a missing Nepali person. Can you look at it and see what we need to do? What can we do?" I was somewhere on 66 driving, so I actually, as soon as he sent me that, I pulled the vehicle on the side and I looked at it. And first thing I noticed that I saw his photo, and I start her photo, and I start looking somewhere and there, either Facebook or something, the name. Then I saw, oh, I know this guy. During the campaign, I met him. So I tried to call. I looked at my phone list, and I happened to have his phone number. I called. He didn't answer. So pretty much, that day, I just say I called. I couldn't get a hold of him. And next couple of days, I know Ashish Sangrola, and I asked him, "Hey, do you know this? Anything? Do you talk to him? Can we talk to him?" Because I didn't even know he was married. He had kids. Where he lives in Manassas Park somewhere. But I've never been to his house. Nothing like that. So Ashish connected me with him.
To take action.
What was that? So,
No, that was just my phone. I forgot to put it in
okay.
silent. I'm sorry.
So finally, I think 8th or 9th, I can't remember. Me, Ashish, and two other veterans went to his house. Let me take you back. Before then, that I think the day after talking with Ashish and connecting to Naresh, I called him because I'm a mental health advocate with the situation going on. I don't know everything about it, but I said, "Hey, you and it's baby. There are only two of you. What's happening right now is mental stress. Is there any kind of suicidal thoughts is coming to your mind?" And he said, "Obviously, with the situation." That's what really made me to go and talk to him as a mental health advocate. So I talked to Ashish, and we all four of us went. I think it was 9th, if I don't recall the date, 8th or 9th, one of those days. And then we sat there. But the interesting part of that day for me was when I got there, my intent to understand what happened and listen from him. And Ashish Sangrola asked Naresh 4 times as I was observing his face, that he said, "Naresh, do you have anything to do with this? You tell us now." The answer should be yes or no, or with the expression, emotions, and all of these
Did you
things.
ask him?
Ashish Sangrola asked. I was sitting there, but only thing he answered is, "We haven't have a fight for not even a simple argument for last 3-4 months, something like that." So for me, in personally, that just was a flag for me the way he answered. So, but same time, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I saw the baby, and I felt in my body that somebody is asking to make sure there's baby stays safe. I looked at it, my eyes, in a sense, full of tears. I did not know exactly what's happening, but I felt bad for the little one. Just born, and here you go, mom is nobody knows and what the situation is. But some reason I felt that I've been asked make sure she is safe. So that was, I mean, the feeling
Okay.
I got, right. And after that, me, Ashish, Prabha, there was a few others. We said we gotta make sure whatever it is, because I already had a doubt from his first answer. So I didn't want to make anything call
That
make
means you
any.
were suspicious.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, that gave me enough that he has something to do with it. But at the same time, the feeling of saving the baby, now I had to think to make sure he does not stop me coming to his house, if that makes sense. I was thinking in my head that I just have.
Did you know there?
Go ahead.
No, no, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I see you very small in the screen, so I didn't realize that you have not finished. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
No, I was saying as I saw the baby and I felt the way that somebody's asking me to make sure I do whatever it takes. Um, I immediately in my head thought about it, not to discuss anything more than just a normal whatever he says. That way I can have an access to his house so I can, observe the baby. I can call him. I can check on him and how is everything. I never thought the outcome is this devastating. This is, insanity driven, all of this. I never thought about this, but I knew he had something to do with it. And the first time I met him.
Did you know there were issues of domestic violence? Or how much do you know about their family situation?
I had somewhere around there. I had few Nepali sister. I had conversation with them. They did mention about they had domestic violence and all of these things. Um, in February time frame. So I did simply ask, just tell me honestly, be honest with me, and especially be honest with the authority who needs to know. If you don't want to say to me, that's fine, but be honest. That's one of those ethos we army have, loyalty, honesty, all of these things. But I went over there basically the first day to find out on the mental stage of his and just to check on him. I had few information about their past, and I did ask that. He said, "Yeah, we had a rough time when my parents came and all of these things." But long story short, March, April, whenever they decided to send the parents back. From then, things are getting better. And although they don't talk too much, but things were getting better between them. Uh, but again, nobody's just gonna leave the baby and all of these things. So my doubt was still there, but I got to make sure that I still have an access to ensure, daily the baby is safe until whatever the next step would be.
All of us have seen that there are allegations on you that you were trying to help Naresh on multiple occasions, and I will raise that. I will raise it one by one. So, if you never knew Naresh before this case, just in a campaign few times, then why were you appointed as Naresh spokesman as per one online newspaper?
So let me correct you on that. That's a translation issues. Basically, we all talk, Ashish, me, Sandeep, because Naresh said he's getting a lot of phone call, and he got to talk in Nepal, and her parents, his parents, many people are calling. He's not being able to answer because he got to take care of the babies, and people are getting upset with him. So simply we said, then just tell the people they can call us, and we accumulate all those messages and bring it to you so you can answer and you know what it is, if that's going to help for you to focus on taking care of the child. That was the conversation. But the way it came out as I'm a spokesperson or I'm an advocate, no, nothing like that.
But that spokesperson thing lasted for so long, and you have been, people blamed you even in the group. Did you try to clarify it before? Like
So
even in the Let's Speak group, even I'm there. So
so let me remind you what I said earlier. My first visit when I got into the house, the feeling I have, and I believe it's, it's hard for me to think, but it was probably the soul of Mamta was, asking me, but the feeling I felt that whatever it takes, I need to have access to the house and the baby so I can check, right? In that sense, if he
So that is the
feels,
reason. That is the reason why you did not clarify.
no, yeah, because, in my experience, my services in many places, there are sometimes you gotta do a role in order to do something. As you know, that yourself, that when you did the interview, who made that arrangement, if you can tell that to the audience.
We did talk. Yeah, I on the night when in a group when there was this thing, financial assistant thing, things like he needs financial assistance. So I guess you put one screenshot that Naresh needs financial assistance, and Mr. Ashish Sangarola, yourself, and Naresh was in that screenshot. I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that time I had a long discussion with you, maybe till 3:35 a.m. or so, I think. So after that, you have asked me to call you, and then I have been raising questions that something like, if I'm not mistaken, something, I don't remember everything, but he needs to talk. Why is not talking? And if he needs financial assistance, even then he needs to talk. Without talking, I mean, it should not be even considered, something like that. I have said it was a long discussions between you and me and other people in the group. So you drop me your number. Before that, I have also messaged Naresh twice, one for the interview, second for the follow-up, and then on the third day, that day, I called. You were on the line with Naresh, and then we did the interview.
So,
That's exactly what happened.
well, yeah, what I was going to
Okay,
say
let's pick
is,
this up now. You have said,
no, what I was saying is getting access to the media, to his
there's a
house.
bit delay when I listen. That's why I'm sorry. I'm not I'm not interrupting you, but it's just that I don't see you properly, and there's a delay when the voice is coming back to me. That is why this is happening, which looks like I'm interrupting. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that purposely.
And
So
no worries.
so talking about interview, you have said in one TikTok live, that you had initiated all of Naresh interview. Not, I mean, forget about this one. All the Naresh interview. If he did not know you for a long time, then why did he listen to you? Especially what we heard yesterday in a quote, he knew what he had done. Then why did he listen to you?
So I would say not all of them, but a lot of them I did connect. Um, the news media to have access with Naresh. Uh, just like I said earlier, when you have a mission and their time comes in, you got to play a role. So you have an access to what you making sure is safe. So when people are talking that I am trying to do this, do that to him, I was still talking to him. And I think that's probably, in a sense, help for him to somewhere thought that, okay, he is, not coming here, straight from the other side. He is here like, fairly just to, do whatever it takes. But that was my intent anyway, because I did not want to lose the access getting to his house.
Mhm. Okay. Um, did you assist him in hiring the lawyer for Naresh?
So the conversation, even Ashish knows, even Prabha knows that, I told him I'm there to support emotionally. That means if he wants to cry or if he wants to let it out of chest something, I'm there and I will listen. If he needs a grocery for the baby, need to take care of the baby, whatever it is, whatever I can do, I will be there to help. But if he has any kind of legal question, I told him, then you need to talk to the lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. That's the conversation was, because definitely I was not there to give legal advice. And I mean, plus I'm not a legal professional. And then I had no interest. Like I said, from the first day, I had a doubt, but I had to hide my doubt so he wouldn't, stop me coming to his house, because it's his house. And without his authorization, I wouldn't be able to go. And I want to make sure baby is good. That's my first number one priority.
Uh, when you were talking, I'm sorry, I'm going to speak a little bit in Nepali because there are many requests that I want to tell them that we will translate later. I will try to translate later in Nepali. So let me address that, please, because there are so many requests that coming to my inbox as well to do it in Nepali. So दर्शकवृन्दलाई म एउटा अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु कि हाम्रा अतिथिले अङ्ग्रेजीमा जवाफ दिन्छु भनिसकेपछि मैले उहाँको अनुरोधलाई पनि सम्मान गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ र धेरै हाम्रा नेपाली नबोल्ने साथीहरू जसले ममताको कजलाई सघाइराख्नु भएको छ उहाँहरूलाई पनि चाहिँ यो इन्फर्मेसनहरू थाहा पाउनु परेको र हाम्रा अतिथिले पनि भन्नुभएको हुनाले आजलाई मैले यो अङ्ग्रेजीमा गर्ने भएँ म पनि अङ्ग्रेजीमा त्यति पोख्त मान्छे होइन कि अङ्ग्रेजीमा गर्न मलाई इन्ट्रेस्ट होस् हैन र भोलि यदि कुनै कुराले रोकेन भने बरु भोलि तपाईहरुलाई मैले कुनै सहयोगी साथी पाएँ भने उहाँको समय अनुसार 8-9 बजे रातिको यहाँको अथवा 9:15 सेम टाइममा 7 बजे नेपाली टाइममा म कुनै सहयोगी साथीहरूलाई भेट्टाउने कोसिस गर्छु जसले तपाईहरुलाई चाहिँ यो भिडियो नेपालीमा ट्रान्सलेट गरिदिनुहोस् हामी यसैगरी लाइभ बस्छौं र त्यसपछि हामी भिडियोलाई प्ले गर्दै तपाईहरुको कुरा चाहिँ जसले नेपालीमा सुन्न चाहनु भएको छ उहाँहरुको लागि म नेपालीमा राख्ने छु अहिलेलाई मलाई एकदमै माफी दिनु होला मैले तपाईहरुको कमेन्ट देखिराखेको छु यहाँ तर अहिले गर्न नसक्ने हुँदाखेरि मलाई एकदम माफ गरिदिनु होला है प्लिज एक्सेप्ट माई अपोलोजी अहिलेलाई चाहिँ म अंग्रेजीमा कन्टिन्यू गरे भोलिलाई म कोसिस पक्का गर्छु है I'm sorry for the interruption that I was just requesting them that we're continuing it in English and I'll try my best to do it in Nepali tomorrow. I could not even focus on you. If he trusts you so much, did he tell you why he hired a lawyer? Is it to plan an escape from the country? Or what was that for? Because nobody had sued him. His wife was missing. And instead of looking for the wife, he was looking for the lawyer. Was that not a red flag for you?
That is actually a red flag in many ways. And, so if you look at the investigations, right, everything, when it comes, like one time he said he wants to take the baby to Nepal. And just because I have worked a lot of different things, so I know quite a few things. So I asked him, did you talk to the police? And he said, yes. And I said, what did he say? They said, yeah, you can go. I say, ask him on the writing, because I know on an active case, you cannot leave the country. But I think the police really wanted him to buy a ticket, and it will flag to their system. And when he goes to the airport, and they can easily take him to the custody. While before this, when he got into the police custody. But somehow our community talked about.
Did he report that to the police?
Who? Police? They had that information. They had that information. So if he would have gone, if he would have bought a ticket, because he asked the police.
But as per my information, he was as per my information, he was going to India, to New Delhi, where his uncle lives. His uncle lives near airport, and then he was going to drop the baby there. And then he has said that he will then send the baby from India to Nepal. That's what initial, information was. And then I put that in the group. Everybody started panicking. That's when I realized that I have to do the interview with the mother. So, I don't know if he has told you that he's going to Nepal, but he was planning to go to India. And mother has
No,
also said that to me in my conversation, even when I was on phone.
no, he did not. And like I said, those kind of things, if you question, they will change a plan because they will understand. So I just only listened what he said. And as far as trust, I don't know whether he trusted me or not. My thing was in any circumstances to make sure I can stop by his house anytime without him getting, angry or doing something to me. So. When he say he didn't say where he's gonna take all of this India, those are the things I don't know. I'm not aware of it. Only thing he said that I want to take kid daughter to the grandparents so I can do all the other things here. But if that would have happened, he wouldn't. I think he would have been in custody way before.
That's what Mamta's mother told me when I was in the conversation. I think I tried to bring it to my conversation, but they were definitely scared in that when I did that interview because Mahesh, Mamta's brother, also did not open up. Maybe because they got scared that even if he's somewhere he may do something, but definitely he was scared and he did not open up. Then and even mother did not open up. And then later when I asked Mahesh, Mamta's brother, that why didn't, because he was requesting me to raise the domestic violence issues, I mean, be vocal about it. Then I asked for the evidence from him, but he was hesitant to send the evidence. Then I asked him, you are asking me to raise the domestic violence, that Divi was there in Mamta's thing, but why you yourself were scared when I called you for the interview, when we were interviewing? Then he said that I was scared for my family. So definitely in that interview they did not open up as they opened up with me in the conversation. And it's okay because their daughter was here, she was in danger, they had sensed that, and it's okay. So yeah, mother told that to me, that he was going to India and drop her there and then send the baby from there to there. Okay, just wanted to clarify
So
this.
I just want to add
um,
a little bit
he had
on this.
also mentioned.
When you say they were concerned about their daughter, so they did not do this, right? And if you ask me, I was super concerned about her. So I just tried to make sure, maintain my observation. What is he doing? And how is the baby? And every day calling him. And we were taking turns between few of us, a small group, we're taking turns to stop by or making a phone call or texting him, checking every day. And believe me or not, the world can say whatever, but I am proud today. The feeling I had, I'm pretty sure that's from, Mamta, that soul asked me to make sure her baby is protected, and she is. And I'm very thankful and I'm very proud of that. And all the team that supported during this, our goal
uh,
to protect her.
he mentioned in our interview, in my interview, that knowledgeable individuals like Adrian and lawyers advised him to refrain from speaking too much. Did you also advise him to stay silent and not talk too much or not talk in details?
So the way the conversation was, when he said, I don't know what to say, how to say, I'm going to be honest with you, at the first time, because I did not know entire thing about him, his family whatsoever. I thought maybe he was in a shock and what's happening, going through a lot of emotional stuff, and he's not being able to talk. And that's the whole same time it came about this, legal thing. I say, look, if you don't know what to say, how to say, then you need to ask or have a lawyer talk for you, or ask a lawyer. I'm not a legal person to advise you, say this or say that. My advice to you is say the fact, whatever it is, whatever happened, it's not going to go back and fix it. But be honest and tell. You don't need to tell me, but tell the right person who needs to know this. And then if you don't know what to say, I don't know what to say. Maybe you don't say anything, right? Maybe if your lawyer advise you not to say, don't say anything. If you have a lawyer, if the lawyer speaks for you, let him speak. I don't know. I'm not there for this. So I had to tell him why I was there, to provide emotional support.
Okay. Some people who have worked with you as a volunteers, especially a Nepalese community in Virginia, and the people from the group have claimed that they have sent this to me, this question: you have sympathy for Naresh and lack concern for Mamta, especially since you have said publicly that Mamta's passport and other belongings are not at home. So this could have, mislead people. Why did you do that if you did not know them much? And then why were you so sure of what he said to you and said that in public?
All right. So that was the first time when I was able to bring him outside from his house to the police station. The entire thing there, like I said, these things, if you don't have not done any kind of operation, investigation, many things that you will not know. The whole intent of me saying all of these things is, while he was there and I had turned around multiple times, say, Naresh, correct me if I'm wrong. I wanted the police to hear what he's been saying to us, and if there is any difference between the statement he's given to the police department and to us, and that why he mentioned about this passport, and this is also he is mentioning that has not been mentioned. So it was all providing information to the authority indirectly. And that's all I can say. They've been watching all the news, they've been watching all these different medias and understanding and translating. But why that was not mentioned, and why he is mentioning, why they say missing clothes and missing sandal, because police were there and I wanted them to make sure they have this information so they can investigate and ask him a questions.
But he could have, you could have let him talk, because when it comes from a politician like you, people trust you. They won't think that, it's only that Naresh is saying. And that at that time also, many people are asking the same question. When it comes from your mouth, it's different. You could have let the Naresh say that. Why did you take such a risk? When you already know that Naresh was suspicious and you suspect that he could be the one, why did you do that?
So it was not about my political stand. It is not about me. It was about what he did and making sure there is a justice for Mamta and making sure the baby is safe. If I was thinking about myself, what is beneficial for me, that would be different. I did ask him multiple times, get out and talk. But he said, I just cannot. I'm on all these emotions and everything. And I took that risk. So the audience, the media, the police department, all the other investigating officer will hear what he's been saying. And I just did it exactly what he said to me. From they had a food, all of this yada yada yada, and then police is the one who told him, exhaust your resources finding her before filing a report. And as you know, that was the case, that he told the police he don't want to file the report at that time. You know what I'm saying? If I wouldn't say that, that would have been, that information wouldn't be known. And when you're in the investigation, every tiny little information matters to do the cross checking on it. So I was trying to, with my own expertise, I didn't think about what people's gonna say. It's gonna help the investigations, and it's probably gonna help what's happening to find Mamta. And I will still by I said, okay, I will speak. Doing that, I will have my access to get him to his house whenever I needed to.
So you were telling here that you were trying to protect a baby. So in that case, like you were in, if you were in contact with the police, why did you or you did not, or did you not tell the police that you are suspicious and the baby should be taken away? All I'm asking this also because he could have done anything to the baby at night as well when you were not there. Just you or some few other people going to the house does not mean that the baby is safe. So why did you or did you not do that?
So let me, make sure you understand this clearly, right? The police just cannot take the baby. You have to have a certain evidence, certain things you have to explain, and all of that. And it's not the police; it's Child Protective Services. And just so you know, nobody
Yes.
what had complained. I was the one who called and complained to Child Protective Services to take the baby immediately. And it happened to be the same day he got arrested. And I tell you, whether he was arrested or not, the baby would have been taken that day from him by the Child Protective Services. And I am the one who called and complained. And I had to answer a lot of questions about his behavior, why I think the baby is in danger, all of these things. And I would not have any of those knowledge if I didn't have an access to go to his house and talk to him and sit down and observe. So, you're thinking very small thing. I was thinking in a very broad way what I was doing and how that can happen. And you can check. It says anonymous because I told public the office not to let them know.
But
But
why? Yeah, I one thing I can one thing I can say for sure is I'm the second person who reported about the baby. And when I called the CPS, initially they took all the reports from me. And then afterwards, they called me because we talk in a group and I took that responsibility and I filed it. And then later they called me and said that they cannot open my case. They cannot open my case. So my question to letting you know that if you have done that, it happened and it happened to be the same day, why didn't you think of that earlier? Because you were suspicious of him from day one.
uh,
Why did you wait for so
no, I
long?
so I want you to know that I'm not a professional on all of these things as I'm learning. The day they conducted the actual searching his house, we had a meeting. I was there. Michelle Maldonado, Delegate Maldonado, was there around his house location, but everything was shut down. And Delegate Maldonado say, "Hey, Adrian, let's go. Chief is calling." So we went to talk to Chief, and their chief actually we let everybody in. They were outside the police station. That's when Chief said somebody has to complain. Police does not have the authority to take somebody's baby in, anyway. It's a Child Protective Services.
But
That's
you
when I
were but you were trained agent. But you were trained agent. But you were trained agent. You know more than common people like us. So what? I mean, it's good that a baby is safe now. We are relieved. But why didn't do it earlier? That's just the question that I'm taking from here.
so I'm not trained agent on this domestic
Why
violence.
didn't
And
you act before he got arrested?
like I said,
But you have
I'm not.
mentioned that you went there to you went there to ensure that the baby is safe and you were suspicious of him. So why didn't you act, from day one or day two right away? Why you waited for so long to do it?
So to answer that question, like I said, I'm not trained on this domestic violence, child custody, and all of that. I'm an intelligence officer. Serving the president is totally different thing, right? But I know the investigation, and I did not know what the process and who takes the baby and what. I was still, I think he also is pretty good trying to manipulate people, sounding like he's an innocent, but I did not know what the steps needs to take. And that day I learned after when the chief of police said somebody has to call CPS for this to happen. And I came home late night that night. I couldn't fall asleep. And way early in the morning, Michelle Delegate Maldonado called me and say, Adrian, this is from Michelle to Adrian, not Delegate Maldonado to Adrian, not anything else, Michelle to Adrian. You have been going there, you have seen, you have observed the baby, his behavior and everything. And, you know, I urge you to take this step and file it. I say, roger that, and immediately within a minute, I made a phone call and I asked them with the urgency, immediately dispatch somebody to get the baby. Because at that point, the other thing is all this search is happening.
That means you did not.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
That means you did not know, like, though he was a suspect for you, or you wanted to save the baby, but you did not know that you had to report. That's what I got from your answer. Is that correct?
That is correct. I did not know the process, but the minute I find out, I thought through, talked to Michelle, Delegate Maldonado, and decided and took action right away.
Um, in a recent interview, you mentioned that Naresh might be granted bond due to a lack of evidence. Why did you say that? How do you know there is no evidence? Or is that a reflection of your sympathy for Naresh?
I'm gonna make sure so we don't say this again. I have no sympathy for him. I never had sympathy for him. Okay, I want everybody to understand. You know, when you are in a real mission to do the things, there is no sympathy. There is a mission. My mission was the baby. My mission was if there is anything I can find, I can help the police for investigation. That was my mission. There is no sympathy whatsoever. Whatever role I had to do at that time, I did it, and I'm proud. You know, the daughter right now with the grandparents and everything worked out. So I want you to understand, no sympathy. As far as evidence, uh, with the evidence, I was talking as a professional. When you look at the evidence, we need more. If we don't, and if we don't ask for more and hard work and together, and if there is a mishandling and mistrial, those kind of thing, I don't want this guy to be outside. Period. I don't want him to get bond. I don't want him to be out forever if I had a choice. Because the psychopath, whatever. And I tell you right now, the day he got arrested, people probably wonder why I don't go to the court. I don't want to see his face. I don't know what my reaction would be. I am very, very angry. He is a guy who put a uniform to protect our country and the people, and what he did. It's absolutely, it's crazy. And even thinking about it, it just, my blood just, I can't explain, so I haven't been gone over there. Go ahead.
You also mentioned in one interview that Mamta might have been kidnapped, and you have expressed similar popular thoughts within the Nepalese community. In another interview, you stated that there is a 99% chance that Mamta is alive. What led you to that conclusion?
I guess my assessment, what I thought was the extreme would be he might have kept her as as a prisoner somewhere. This was never ever clicked my head on my head that this is that this type of things can also happen. So maybe lack of experience, lack of having their previous life knowledge, or all the other stuff. But believe me or not, even today I still feel like I'm maybe it's just a dream, it's not real. I still feel that way, but it just my feelings, Um, I was hoping, praying every day that hope she's alive somewhere, and hope, uh, you know, mother and daughter will get to unite, and all of these things. Like one thing again, I'm going to tell you, I start focusing less on uh, nourish thing, because that would probably create things against, and I mean gonna lose, go into the house and all of this thing. My obligation, like I said, I felt the first day it was given to me that I must ensure baby is protected, and I was just worried about that more than anything. So as far as hoping,
When you said that,
I'm more about a positive thought kind of person. So I was hoping that is like all this killing and all of this thing is absolutely not true. She will be back. That was my prayers and hope.
so when you first had uh, took him as or thought him as a suspect, what was your suspicion that Naresh killed Mamta, or he kidnapped her, or held her somewhere? What was your thought?
So, my thought was he has something to do with it. He knows exactly what happened and he has something to do with it, but I just don't know on what extent. Right. Um, but what the outcome that was, I never ever
If you
thought
don't
about.
know the extent, then why?
Go ahead.
If you did not know the extent about it, then why did you believe that baby, you have to protect the baby when you did not know the extent of it, whether he, killed or held her somewhere? What made you think that the baby is not safe and you have to protect the baby?
Um, so that's earlier what I say, right? The feeling I got in myself, that was not what I went thinking, but when I got in the house, I felt that way, that the baby is in danger and I must, like, I can't explain, the feelings, but I felt that somebody's asking me to ensure the safety of the baby, and I was concerned about the baby then. But other thing is, like, when Ashish asked, do you have anything to do with it, and he could not answer yes or no. That was the doubt. The other thing is, as you know, I've been also looking at, is there is no emotion on the face, right? He was not sad of, like, if I don't see my wife, like 30 minutes, I'm looking, I'm texting, hey, where you are? We actually do the share location, so we know exactly, all me, my wife, and kids, right? So I didn't see all of that. But once again, I'm going to go back as the thought of keeping her. I had to maintain the access. So I try not to get engaged a lot about the case. It's all about how is the baby, all of those kind of things.
Initially, when volunteers from the Nepalese community, especially in the Let's Speak group, were discussing the excuse me, search for Mamta and distributing flyers, vigil, and organizing a peaceful protest. You cautioned that they might face trouble as Naresh could potentially sue them, and that there are legal considerations in the United States. They told me that you indirectly threatened them or instilled so much fear in them, which has led people to believe that you are trying to help Naresh in every way possible. Uh, why did you say that? Can you please clarify that?
Okay, and I will clarify. It's 10:06. I say about 30 minutes. So I just want to make sure, probably 10, 15. Let's cut it out. Uh, so, um,
I'll try my best. Yeah.
you can twist the things either way. As a leader, as to make sure the community is protected, it's my duty. My concern was, look, I don't know. I have heard all of these things. I want you to be cautious, because if I don't share what I have heard and learned, and tomorrow those people get in trouble, then they will say, why didn't you tell me? That it's totally their decision. It's just like in, when I advise in the military, the commander is the commander who's going to decide what they're going to do. But my always intent is to make sure I provide all the things to the commander, and it's his decision, because if anything comes, it's gonna the consequences he's gonna have to face, not me. So same way, all I'm trying to do is what I know, what I've heard, what I've learned, I was sharing, that we all use a precaution to make sure we don't get in trouble. So you can look at that as a positive way, because I was thinking for them, for everyone, or you can look at it at the other way, saying I was doing to stop them, whatever they're doing. Anyway, um, you know,
So,
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to ask all of them, while everybody, I really appreciate you getting out and looking for Mamta and everybody. How many of you were there to make sure baby was safe? And after finding this out, do you have even an idea what my mental state has gone through? Because what I learned, what he did, that monster did to Mamta, and I was there, and Prabha, Ashish was there. We were taking a turn to go to that house without even knowing we were also in a danger situation. But our hard work, as you see, we probably may not even have this time to talk about the baby. She is safe. Let's think positive, guys. I want you to think positive. And sometimes to do some of the things, you're going to have to do some of the things maybe uncomfortable. I was in uncomfortable shoes, but the goal was the baby, and she's safe. Let's be happy with the outcome, what we did.
why were you so much involved in providing financial assistance to Naresh? I received a screenshot. I mean, I knew that, but still received a screenshot of a request for help that included you and two others in the group. Some even suspect that someone instructed Naresh to send that message since you were meeting in person. Could this request have been made verbally instead? Was it done for like intentionally, or what was
So,
that? I
so
mean,
I want you
you
to
you
know.
mentioned that you did not know their family, but still you were so much involved in providing financial assistance to Naresh. Can you please clarify that?
So let me be clear. I was not so much involved. Ashish and all of us, we asked him, do you need any kind of help? Do you need to have somebody to watch your baby? How are you doing in financially? Because he was not working. So he never said I need anything. So we just didn't say anything. But when it comes to bringing his parents or Mamta's parents, he said, I look at the ticket, it's so expensive. And, I haven't have a job and it's a lot of money. I never questions anybody financial stuff. And I did not ask, what is your financial situation? How much money you make? How much you have saving? What do you have property? All of this thing I did not ask. Like I said, I was not there. I was trying to do minimum any question that I asked so I can still keep eye on the baby. So when he mentioned that, because I was thinking if the parents would come, I would be more secure about the safety of the child because there will be another person. So that day when he sent that texted to me, I did go on the group and say, hey guys, can we sponsor a ticket for his parents? Because once again, I want you to think, I'm thinking for the baby because it's only him and the baby. And every night I couldn't fall asleep because I don't know what's happening until next day we call and say everything is good. Then I finally be able to focus on the other stuff, right? So I did not ask what's his financial situation. I simply, after seeing that message, can we do anything to bring the parents so baby is going to be more safe? That is what I thought, but I did not involve anything other than that time when I asked and I clear that, look, it's not, I'm asking you guys, can we get a ticket for parents to come in here? So baby will have support and safety.
But simultaneously, I think all of you are working to bring Mamta's parents as well. So did you not doubt that time? Why he's talking about leaving a daughter in India, and or to you he said that to Nepal, and he's saying that he'll invite his mother-in-law and brother-in-law, and he's also talking about bringing the parents. Did you doubt anything that time? Because that was all going together.
So it's not all the same time.
That what
First of
he's
all,
trying to do.
let me explain. When he wanted to take the
Because
baby,
when you were talking about when you were when you were talking about writing a letter to the senator or things like that in that group, in the meantime, sponsoring a ticket to Naresh parents came up. So that's why I said, simultaneously.
so
I mean, almost at the same time, because we didn't have much time.
no, so first he wanted to take the baby to Nepal. And if we would have just let that happen, police would have arrested him and he would have been in custody way before. All right. And then this. And I knew how those are the things are playing, but that all messed up because then I said, you bring the parents back here. Why are you going? It's not good. You shouldn't be going. So I was just like being one of those good cop, bad cop kind of deal, talking to him. But then he mentioned, and let me go back. He was the first one who told me, Ashish, that he wants to bring Mamta's parents. They all, for him, it's the same. They love him and all of this. And before we even started, I have all this email traffic that I sent it to Senator about, this kind of assistant will be needing to bring this to individual in an emergency visa. And later on, that was the second round. But anyway, whatever I had doubt, once again, I had to keep it within myself, having that doubt. But my mission was not there to doubting and kicking him or doing anything. My mission was to make sure I have an access until we figured out what can be done to the child. And until then, but the day child taken, he was taken, I have not, and I'm not going to see. and I don't want to see. That's why I don't go. But anyway, it's 10:15. Let's. I'll take two more questions, and we need to stop because it's gonna go on and on.
Um, okay. Um, in the interview with Naresh, when asked if he has noticed that the baby is in my interview, if the baby is looking for Mamta, Naresh mentioned that even a baby animal looks for its mother. So wouldn't see? That's what was his that was his reply. However, one Nepali publication I know, but I don't want to name it. Publication stated Naresh was seen fulfilling the role of a mother. Adrian Pokharel has represented the media as a witness, showing that she enjoyed the program on TV with the child. What does that mean for you? How did you, or did you not? I don't know. I want you to clarify that. How did you come to the conclusion that the daughter is not looking for Mamta?
I would never say that. Every time I've been
It was
there,
on that
see,
newspaper that we are talking.
let me speak, all right? Every time I've been there, she always say, mama, 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 mama. And every time I left the house in a car, I was always with the full of tears. You have no idea on the emotion and what I saw and what I went through to ensure, every time I went there, she always say, ma, ma, ma. And that was very, very into my heart. I didn't care what you guys gonna call me or think of me. I care about one thing. It's not her
No,
fault.
it's printed.
Because it's
It's
her.
printed on the newspaper, online paper. It's printed on the paper. That's why I'm asking you, because it's
I mean,
printed, and I just want you to give the opportunity to clarify.
well, well, I don't know the
It's printed on
writer.
the same online newspaper that we are talking
No,
about.
I don't know how the writer
It's on
interpret.
INE, please. Let's say it's on INE, please.
I know it's a
Okay.
writer, how the writer interpreted, but there is nowhere in the world the baby would not look for their mother. I have
So
81 years old mom. I just brought her here, and I still look for my mother. So there is no way. Was he doing in front when I was there, feeding and turning on the TV? Yes, and I maybe Amro, I mean, Bijay was trying to say that I was also there when he was feeding and showing the television to the baby. I have not read, but
does
baby
that
needs a
mean your
mother.
name was
There is
misused in
no,
that? Because it was on INE, please.
I'm sorry.
So does that mean that your name was misused when it was written or published? Because it was on INE, please. We all know that, so there's no reason to hide as
Yeah,
well. So
I
how it
mean,
came, that's what we want to know.
the it's I don't know what is written, but if there is anything written that during the interview, what I observed, the baby was playing, watching television, and Norris was feeding, and Adrian was also witness of that event. That's what it should be, because that's all I was. I was
And
there when that happened because I took him
thank you.
to Norris
You
place.
just you Okay. You said that four people went there, and now you said that she was saying mama, mama, mama. But in the newspaper, it was written that she was not looking for Mamta. That's the reason why so many people wanted to know this, I think. And in one interview, you also stated that you are not 100% sure that she's not dead. While we all wish that's true, it seems less likely after or likely, not likely after what we heard in the bond hearing yesterday. And I think you have answered that question already. What led you to believe that? I think you answered that, I think, already.
Yeah.
Yeah. mentioned that the kidnapping happened from outside in a black car. Again, in one interview on the 27th. How did you come to that conclusion? Because that has already come out, so that was sent to me
So,
so that you
so
can clarify.
let me rephrase. It's not a conclusion. It's the information, right? And those of you who doesn't understand
Okay.
the gangs in America, MS-13, the presence in the areas and what possibilities, right? You put out a lot of hypotheses. Maybe this happened. Maybe that happened. Maybe could be this, could be that, until you know, okay, now I have evidence. No, that's not right. That just one of the hypotheses of, hey, this, what does that mean? We must look into it, right? If it's not a Uber, who came there to pick her up, right? And then where did she go? I even asked the chief, when did you see the last time she was in the house? Do you have any footage her leaving? Then we can say she left the house safely. But he always say that's gonna jeopardize our investigation, so I cannot answer that question. Now I know why, right? Because if we think through it, he had plenty of time to leave, but he did not leave because he thought, he is way smart and he's playing all these things. And I told him, you even when me and Ashish were there, I said, look, man, truth is gonna come out sooner or later. So it's better to be honest. For anything what happened, then comes out later. But it is gonna come out. So be honest.
You have also mentioned in one of your interview that the blood could be from the menstruation, from the periods, like that was in the bathroom. Can you clarify that, please?
Well, that is a simple thing. I talk to a lot of people how that my friends, I have my own circle of friends, and hey, do you think that's possible? It's just that's possible. Like even on the report and the police report, if you not the police report, one of those news reports, it says even those pool of blood and the carpet, the blue technology, whatever the technology is, they can also read a bleach as a blood sometime. So my whole thing is, again, everybody is talking about their hypothesis. Those people who knew she's been abused and beaten and all of these things, if we had taken the action we took after the fact, she would have been alive. If I would have known this, believe me, she would have been alive. Because I know in the military, he is still a reserve military. What are the things we have obligation to do so? But unfortunately, it's past is past. But those people who knew, they're more certain about him doing something. For me, I did not know him, his family, nothing beside meeting 3 times for a few minutes. Hello, hi, I am so and so. That's about it. And I'm running for Congress. After the fact. And I'm going to tell you right now, I just want people to think how many people are out there looking for Mamta, but how many people are actually thinking about the baby and is she safe and what we need to do. If I didn't have a chance to go multiple times, I wouldn't be able to explain to CPS. I cannot just call anybody say, hey, you need to pick up the child because they're something. I have to give the explanation. I have to explain my observation and everything. Anyway, Sachchi, let's take last questions.
Your accent suggests that almost done. Almost. My personal request is two more questions from. And you don't want. Do you want to address any comments or?
No, I do not. Look, I mean, this is the bottom line. I joined the military. People told me I was stupid. I'm going to get killed and all of these things. And all of you people can have all the view you want to. I believe in God. And I felt what I felt the day I got into their house and what obligation I had. I fulfill my obligation, and I have nothing to. I never trusted that guy. I will never trust this guy. If there is a possibility that he should get death penalty, but in this state, I think it's just a life in prison. But he should never come out into the community to hurt another person.
I have a very few. I mean, I have many, but I will just take few of them only, and it's my personal request. I think it's very important. That's why your actions suggest that you have consistently supported Naresh and shown little concern for Mamta. Is that accurate?
That is not accurate. Like I said, I already explained it to
The
you
first
guys
and only
over
post
and
Naresh.
over. I already explained it to you guys
You
over and
did. You
over.
did. You
Why
did.
did
But
I
still,
go there?
but still, I wanted to clarify because I'm seeing so many comments, so I wanted you to address it again in short. That's why I
Unfortunately,
said, ask in
I
short,
have to tell this.
if that's
I
accurate.
have to tell.
And you
I
said
have to
no.
tell.
Okay.
Okay, I have to tell this. You are not in my shoes taking a risk to protect. You're not in Ashish's shoes, and you're not in Prabha Devza's shoes to, risking our life, going there to making sure the baby is okay. And it's easy for you to observe and ask questions, but it's just like when you're in a war, being a soldier and being in the battlefields are two different things. And we all were in the battlefield with such a dangerous person without us even knowing it. And we took that for some good reason. And I want you to understand, it's not supporting him again and again. I've said this enough. I don't have any sympathy. I did not know him. He's not my friend whatsoever. For me, he is a criminal.
The first and only post Naresh made about his missing wife asked anyone who finds Mamta to contact Adrian along with two other people. It seems Adrian may have advised Naresh to remove his name from that post. Did you ask? Did you ever see that post, or did you ask him to remove your name later?
I never see the post, but like I said earlier, I explained this, that when he said he's getting too many phone calls and baby's crying, baby's not doing this, he has to take care of babies and he has to cook, feed the baby, we simply say we can take the calls and relay the message to you. That's it. That was the discussion that happened between me, Sandeep, and Ashish, and that's what we said. And that's it.
Would you like to share any positive insights from your visit with Naresh?
I don't have
I know
anything.
that it has come from your side, but just in short, if you'd like to.
I have nothing
Okay.
positive about it.
Okay. Since you want to, end it, last two questions. Why haven't you come forward recently since Naresh was arrested?
Why? Ask that again. Can you
Why
repeat that?
haven't you come forward recently? Why haven't you come forward recently since Naresh was arrested?
Um, like I said, come where, right? I have talked to
Come like in a public,
Mamta.
come in public,
So public places
or
where
yeah,
gathering is at the courthouse.
come in public like you were doing before.
I want you to understand.
Public like gatherings like you used to go and talk on behalf of Naresh earlier.
I never talk
They say
on
that they
the.
have not seen you uh, like before.
Okay, first of all, from that day, one day that I talk, asking Naresh correct me on the police station. I am not his advocate. I'm not his spokesperson. I was never his spokesperson or advocate. Like I said again, my whole mission was I already explained it to you time to time. But now everything is happening in the courthouse. Uh, Knowing what houses I was in, what circumstances that I was in, it's affected my, it's mentally to process, because I did not know how danger I was in, along with other guys who helped us to successfully complete our mission to, save the baby. It bothered me. I don't want to see his face. I don't want to come to the court because I have no desire to see his face, not even a shadow. So that's why I'm not going anywhere. But if anything comes that I will be able to help. But also immediate after that, as you guys know, there was another incident in Houston. So I was busy trying to get her mother a visa to come. And luckily we have, I'm planning to go to Nepal to just to say thank you to the embassy and the officer who helped, who I spoke with in Mamta's mother's case on that date. He granted the visa. And also for the Muna Pandey's mother, she got the visa right away the day embassy opened up. So I had to help others, and I have quite other Nepalese people who is seeking a help that I'm trying to help. At this point, baby is safe. He is in the jail, and things are going processing. So I am taking that time to help other Nepalese. There are a lot of Nepalese people in the United States needing help. We don't know. There are a lot of people being abused by a wife as well as husband, both sides. There are a lot of grandparents are here looking for legal help. There are a lot of youth are looking for legal help. As a leader, when it comes to me, I gotta make sure I take my time to do everywhere and whatever I can help. So I'm not just sitting home doing nothing. Matter of fact, after running for election, I've been out of job for 8 months. And guys, I want you to understand, we all have to work to, survive. I cannot be homeless. And, it's okay. But during this, before he got arrested, I had an invitation to go to DNC, Illinois. I did not go because my priority was not that. My priority is to support our community, people, and everybody who needs justice in a sense. So not only that, I missed 5 interviews. Then later on, when I try to connect, they say they already filled the position. And I'm still right now here looking for a job. So I'm also a human being, and I can also take only so much mental pressure. And I want you to consider that, right? Because I was diagnosed with PTSD in 2014, and I'm pretty strong. But sometimes when accusation comes without evidence and not knowing what was the bigger picture and how the mission was accomplished, and the danger step that has taken in pointing fingers to somebody, it hurts. And I want you to understand, a torture or violence does not mean just a physical, it's a mental. And if you put other people through mental torture, that also a violence. Understand that. So please try to understand the situation. Ask questions to understand the situation before accusing, blaming, and making such a statement about anybody.
If you have anything to add before we conclude, please feel free to share.
I want to thank all,
Anything.
not only Nepali, all the community, the way you guys drove this mission, the way you guys came out hand by hand without looking any differences. You guys really prove what is America about. You guys really prove when it comes to justice. There is no difference in our ethnicity, culture, color, whatsoever, religion, anything. We all are American, and we fight for the right thing. And I'm very proud to be a part of the community. We all play a role different way. Just like a military goes fight directly, then intelligence community do the things behind the scene that nobody ever knows what exactly happened. Only thing it comes out, mission got accomplished. So different thoughts, but I'm really proud of every one of you. Bina Baini, Amro, Sunita Baini, Dr. Holly, many, and Sachchi, you yourself, thank you for connecting with me. So I was able to connect you and have Naresh to give the interview, come up in your interview. All these things, right? So everything worked out. Unfortunately, it will be a great blessing that I've been praying to the Lord to make sure she is safe. As a situation coming out, it's more and more devastating. It's hard to hear that any human being can go up to that level to do this kind of crime. But one thing is, if you poke with the one finger, but if you become a punch and punch somebody, it'll be much strong. And you really truly demonstrated that. All of you, all the ladies, all the gentlemen, elderly citizens, all LGBTQIA plus community, and African, Hispanic community, white community, everyone, you came and show what is America about, and I'm really proud to see that. And I'm very honored to know you guys, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'd like to thank you very much, Mr. Adrian, for your time and insights. I also want to extend my gratitude to our viewers. We still have a lot of work to do to ensure Mamta gets justice. I have been informed that they still need substantial evidence. I have been told that recently, just before the one hearing date. I will write about this someday or go live once I have permission to share what I plan to say, because they still need help from all of the community and from everybody who knows about Mamta. I'll keep you updated and provide information as needed. I please accept my sincere apology that because of the time and because our guest needs to go as well, I cannot take all of your questions. My inbox is actually flooded now. Messengers and then even chat messages I can see. Please accept my sincere apology that I cannot take your comments, but Mr. Adrian will read that later, and I'll read that too. Thank you once again, and namaste to everyone. Thank you, Adrian Dai. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And insights. Thank you.
Thank you.
सम्पूर्ण दर्शकवृन्दलाई सँग म माफी माग्न चाहन्छु कि आज यो अन्तर्वार्ता मैले नेपालीमा गर्न सकिनँ। अघि नै कारण भनिसकेँ कि हाम्रा अतिथि अङ्ग्रेजीमा बोल्न चाहनुहुन्थ्यो। फेरि धेरैले गाली पनि गर्नुहुन्छ, अमेरिका गएर कति न अङ्ग्रेजी बोल्ने भएको भनेर, है। मलाई अङ्ग्रेजी त्यति राम्रो आउँदैन, बरु अहिलेभन्दा पहिले राम्रो थियो। अहिले त प्र्याक्टिस पनि त्यति हुँदैन खास, हैन। लेख्ने पढ्ने खासै त्यस्तो हुँदैन। त्यसले गर्दा पनि मैले कनीकुथीकन कोसिस गरेँ गर्नको लागि। जसले योभन्दा राम्रो अङ्ग्रेजी बुझ्नुहुन्छ बोल्नुहुन्छ उहाँले माफ गरिदिनु होला यदि केही गल्ती भएको भए। यदि कुनै भोलन्टियर्सले अहिले हेरिरहने 3000 भन्दा बढीले हेर्नु भएको छ यतिखेर, उहाँहरूमध्ये कसैले पनि यदि मलाई हेल्प गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भने भोलि हामीले यो अन्तर्वार्तालाई यसै गरी लाइभ गरेर लाइभमा आएर पज गर्दै चाहिँ हामीले नेपालीमा उल्था गरिदिन सक्छौँ। किनभने धेरै देश विदेशबाट धेरै आमा हजुरआमाहरू, म अस्ति एउटा इभेन्टमा गएको थिएँ, एकदम बुढो मेरो हजुरमुवाको उमेरको मान्छेहरूले मलाई यसरी बोलाउँदै आशीर्वाद दिइराख्नु भएको थियो कि नानी तिमी ममताको न्यायको लागि लडिराखेकी छौ, कतिले त आँखाबाट आँसु आउने गरी म तिम्रो फ्यान हुँ भन्नुभयो। त्यस्तो हजुरआमाहरूले अहिले यो अन्तर्वार्ता नेपालीमा हेर्न नपाउँदाखेरि मलाई त्यसले आई मिन एकदमै स्ट्रेस दिएको छ भित्र कि आई विस कि उहाँहरूले पनि त्यो हेर्न पाउनु भएको हुन्थ्यो, तर आज पाउनु भएन। म कोसिस गर्छु, किनभने म पनि एकदम ओभरवेल्म छु। तपाईँले देखिराख्नु भएको छ, अस्ति रातभरि अन्तर्वार्ता भयो मन्दिराजीको, त्यसपछि दिउँसो फेरि लाइभ भयो होइन, अनि फेरि अहिले भयो आफ्नो काम परिवार सबै गर्दाखेरि मलाई पनि थाहा छैन म कसरी गरिराखेको छु भनेर। त्यसैले गर्दाखेरि म बाचा गर्न सक्दिनँ तपाईँहरूलाई, तर म कोसिस गर्छु कि यहाँहरूमध्ये कसैले पनि मलाई मेसेज गरेर म गरिदिन सक्छु यो सहयोग भन्नुभयो भने, किन सबै चिज म एक्लैले गर्न सक्दिनँ है, अरू पनि कुराहरू पाइपलाइनमा छ। त्यसैले यदि कसैले भन्नुभयो भने र चाहनुहुन्छ भने कृपया मलाई मेसेन्जरबाट, मैले स्प्यामहरू पनि चेक गरिराखेको छु, मेसेज रिक्वेस्टहरू पनि चेक गरिरहेको छु, तपाईँहरूले मलाई इन्फर्म गर्नु होला। र यदि गर्ने हुनुभयो भने म पुनः ब्यानर राखेर इन्फर्म गरेर भोलि तपाईँहरूलाई भोलि बेलुका चाहिँ मैले यसलाई नेपालीमा उल्था गर्ने व्यवस्था मिलाउँछु। यदि कसैले भोलि सकिँदैन अर्को डेटमा भन्नुभयो भने पनि म यहाँहरूलाई इन्फर्म गराउँछु। र आज यो नेपालीमा गर्न नसकेकोमा म एकदमै माफी चाहन्छु। हस्, यो कार्यक्रमबाट, सच्चीको साथमा कार्यक्रमबाट मलाई पनि बिदा दिनुहोस्, र आजका हाम्रा अतिथि एड्रियन पोखरेल ज्यूलाई पनि बिदा दिनुहोस्। उहाँलाई पनि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। फेरि अर्को आवश्यकता अनुसार अर्को अपडेट लिएर आउने नै छु। अहिलेको लागि बिदा दिनुहोस्। नमस्ते।